Hey everybody, my name is Josh, joshallmusic.com. This is Shavasana Kitty YouTube channel, and if you're just joining me, you've never seen me before, hey, welcome. If you're returning, that's even better, and if you subscribe, thank you so much. So we've been doing this little thing with little stabby chords, little inversions of chords, and I've been using the strings 4, 3, and 2. Okay, now for those of you who are new to this channel, I don't script and I don't edit, so I think of a topic and I go, here, let's show them this. So we've been doing this. There's like a G, E minor, C to D, and then we do it in all of the different little inversions that are possible. Anyway, and you should do that in all keys because that's really what you should do. So, you know, like B flat, right? Don't just sit around in the key of G all the time. You know, move it around, do stuff with it. But here's something that maybe you hadn't thought of doing. And it's something I think is wicked cool. It's like adding a pedal. So back in the day, there was probably a period of time where I didn't know the song Crazy Train by Ozzy. And he uses, you know, those little stabby chords, right? You got an A, you got an E, you got a D. And he uses an A pedal through the whole thing. So you have these little... And I thought, well, isn't that interesting? What if I add a pedal of every note of the G major scale over all the G chords and see what it does. So I'll start with A and I'll play the G chord, G, and then I'll play E minor against that, and then I'll play C against it, and then I'll play A against it. I mean D against that, so it's D with A in the bass, right? And then I go, okay, cool, but about B natural, let's put a B natural against everything. So this is G with B in the bass, E minor with B in the bass, C with B in the bass, and then D with B in the bass, which is B minor 7. And then we'll move on, we'll go up to C. This is G with C in the bass, E minor with C in the bass, which is the same as C major 7, C major chord, and then D7 with C in the bass, D with C in the bass. And then we'll put D in the bass here. This is G with D in the bass. E minor 7 or E minor with D in the bass. C add 9 or with D in the bass. And then D major ends up being in a root position. Now it gets kind of hard to grab E and to play all of that. So I think it's worthwhile to shift and put it myself in first inversion, but add E right here. Now I have G with E in the bass, or E minor 7. And then I have my E minor chord, I add E in the bass, this is E minor. C major with E in the bass, it's like C in first inversion. And then D9, or D add 9, or D with E in the bass. Alright, so that's kind of cool. And F sharp, G with F sharp in the bass, it's like G major 7 in the third inversion. Alright, and then let's see, E minor with F sharp in the bass, that's super cool. And then C with F sharp in the bass. Alright, and then D with F sharp in the bass, that's like D in first inversion. Alright, that's kind of cool. And then G, that's like root position. Then E minor with G in the bass, that's first inversion. C major with G in the bass, that's like second inversion C. And then G with D with G in the bass. That's a super cool chord right there. Alright, and we move on. Playing A against that is quite a stretch, so we're not going to do that. We're going to do this. Here's G with A in the bass. We already did all of these. There they are. We just did them down here with the open strings. So you can... Alright. Now that's if you did that on the A string. You could do it also with the G string. You could do the same thing. You could start with a low E. You could add F sharp. Okay, you could add G. That's one of my favorite chords right there. And then here's A, right here. How am I going to do this? There we go. Nice. Usually I would just do that with an open string. So let's move. Here we go. This is B in the bass. That's cool. Let's put C in the bass. Here we go. Another awesome chord. Another awesome chord. Hopefully by now you're seeing like this madness that I'm doing, right? And you can learn, that's a great chord right there. You can learn an awful lot about the guitar this way. This is an E, so now this is an octave higher than what I was just doing, which is super cool. Now, those are the two low strings that were available to me. Let's do the highest string. So this is high, and we're gonna start with open E with everything. All right, now it's at F sharp. That's cool. Yeah, let's add that high G. This is going to be a little bit of you can do it like that. This is D with G, you could hold like that. A couple different ways to figure that. And now let's do the A. Oops, sorry. There it is. Might as well bar that. There you go. Now B is going to be a bit of a stretch, so let's move it up. Here's G with that note B. Here's E minor. Here's C. And then D. Okay. Let's add C. This is at P. There we go. C. Yeah, let's add D. And then adding an E to this is going to be a little bit of a stretch, so we might as well just do this. And then you've come full circle. And you could obviously keep going if you wanted. Okay, and that could be kind of cool. All right, and so that makes up for a little bit of a practice. You could, fool around with that. You'll end up with a lot of really cool chords. You certainly don't have to keep the same note for everything. You might find other ways of moving around. You might make little melodies, that sort of thing. Point is that there's a lot you could do. And whenever I make these little videos, the practice isn't so much of here is something that you should do because it's going to get you to a particular place. Instead, it's a practice that makes your hands kind of wake up and start seeing the guitar in a way that it becomes really universal and useful regardless of the music you're playing. You can start being able to float around any style because your hands have done all kinds of amazing little things. And so I hope this is helpful. I hope that you saw something in here and said, wow, I'm going to try that. And then move it to a new key and try it there too. And see what kind of fun you can have. All right. If you found this useful, like, comment, subscribe. Maybe you'll find my newsletters useful. I release them weekly-ish. They have things like this in them. Anyway, have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.